Hey dreamers, this is Jade and I'm back for another movie journal with me. Now I'm a little surprised I'm back in this journal so soon after completing my spread for The Gentleman, which I have been meaning to do for years. But I did watch Turning Red recently and actually ended up doing this spread soon after that. And I really, really loved it. I thought it was so adorable and so cute that I had to get it down in my movie journal. And so what I loved about this movie is the coloring. Basically, I mean, the story is great, and then like the coloring within the story, and like just how it was put together, the vibe, it was just it was beautifully done. And so I know I wanted to pull in those beautiful colors for this spread, and so I decided to use the Vicky Bouton color study collection as extra decorations for getting this down, because the colors in that are also very bold and bright and beautiful. And so yeah, I definitely had to use this collection for this spread, and I love the way that it ends up turning out in the end. um because even when you look up like the pictures of the movie on like Google or whatever, they're so loud and colorful and vibrant. So yeah, definitely had to use Vicky Bouton's color study on this. And she actually just came out with a new collection that is very similar in coloring. I think it's called the Sweet Brush, and I have a haul for that, and I'm actually getting another package of that from Peachy Cheap Shoot soon. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get into this. So Turning Red. Okay, Turning Red is about Mei Mei, who is a 13-year-old girl who is torn between being her mother's obedient daughter and the chaos of her youth. I think we have all experienced that, especially as girls. As if that weren't enough, when she gets too excited, she turns into a giant red panda. Growing up is a beast. That's the tagline of the movie. Now, what I love about May is that she is unapologetically herself. She is who she is. She likes what she likes. And she doesn't make any bones about that when it comes to school and who she is. I mean, I feel like she could kind of be considered one of those nerdy girls, and she's perfectly okay with that and who she is when she's at school and with her friends. I love her friends, by the way. They are the greatest squad goals. Priya was my favorite because she's so kind of chill and relaxed. However, when it comes to hell, most of us, we we feel like we can be ourselves in some areas, and then some areas we have to dampen ourselves or hide ourselves from people. And I feel like that's what she does with her family, because her mom expects her to be this very studious, good, dutiful daughter. And Mei Mei has interests. She's growing up. She has interests outside of just being what her mom wants her to be. She loves this group. Her friends love this group called Four Town. And what teenager girl was not obsessed with some boy band at some point in their teenagery years or pre-teenagery years? For me, it was Immature. I remember wanting to go to that concert so bad. I mean, this is so ingrained in my head that I remember the events surrounding when I asked my parents for the money for a ticket to go to that concert. It was the same summer as when that whole thing went down with OJ and the Bronco and blah blah blah. A mess, okay? And so, yeah, so I mean, I could totally relate to that. And you know how you feel like you can be yourself with your friends, but sometimes you can't really be yourself with your parents. And so I just I really could understand that, and I feel like a lot of kids will be able to relate to this movie. And so when she finally starts revealing herself to her mom kind of freaks out. So mom finds her little journal that she's drawing pictures in, and like goes through. When I tell you the scene of her mom in her journal, it was just infuriating to me, because I cannot imagine somebody going through my private thoughts and drawings and things like that, without my permission. It just irks me, and I know people do that, and it's a violation of privacy, and it's kind of traumatic. So do not do this to your children, okay? Anyway, unless you feel like something is really wrong, like unless there's something really wrong going on. I would not suggest this because they will not trust you, okay? But anyway, continuing on with the movie. So, yeah, there comes a point where Mei Mei's emotions get the best of her and she ends up turning into this giant red panda. So whenever she gets excited, this red panda comes out. And we come to find out that it's a generational thing and this is something that her mom kept from her. And so we just kind of see the navigation of this thing and the fallout of it and Mei Mei kind of coming into her own. I adore coming of age stories and this is basically that in a what do you call this, animated form. So yeah, I really adored this movie. I thought it was so good, so well done. The colors in it beautiful. The story was awesome, very relatable to teenage girls or pre-teenage girls and probably boys as well. I'm not a boy, so I cannot speak for boys, but I feel like that they could probably relate to this very much as well. And just trying to navigate your own emotions and control them in some semblance, and sometimes and knowing when to just let them out and let them go and let them be free. So yeah, it was such a good story. So if you guys have not watched Turning Red, I would suggest checking it out. It is on Disney Plus. Not sure if you can access it anywhere else at the moment, but such a good story. Definitely recommend it. And so here I'm just getting more decorations. And you guys, I went into this and I had a very very vague plan of how I wanted this to go. So I used what you see, of course, it's edited, but what you see is just me kind of figuring it out as I go. So the decorations I use, like I said, I pulled out the Vicky Bouton Color Study Collection, the stickers, the ephemera, yada yada yada. And I also, as those like little backgrounds, I recently picked up a Creative Devotion sticker pack from Pop Shelf. It's a new store that's in my area. I actually went back looking for more, but I couldn't find any. They were all sold out because they are perfect. And I'm actually going to try and figure out how to make my own. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so I use those as well. And here I'm just pulling out the Tim Holtz Snarky. And I love this because this is what I was feeling when her mom was going through her journal. And it says, "Excuse me, here's your nose. I found it in my business." Like, what are we doing here, Mom? What are we doing here? But anyway, so yeah, any anything that I use in this spread, if you guys are interested in, if I can find a link for it, it will be listed in the description box below. But that is pretty much it. You'll just see me continuing to decorate and fill up the spaces, and then I will write my final commentary on it. And that is pretty much it for this spread. Absolutely adored this movie. Check it out if you can, and I will respond to any comments or questions as soon as I can, so you can leave those below in the comment box. I appreciate you guys being here. If you enjoyed this content, then please like, subscribe, comment, do all the things, notification bell, all of that kind of stuff. And I will catch you all in the next one. I am actually recording this on Mother's Day, so to the mothers and the single childless aunties that mother their nieces and nephews, happy Mother's Day to you. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.